until you see my Roblox avatar.
Now I'm live.
Of course you are.
For my own area, too.
Hey, I'm gonna give you a word of advice. Be on high alert today. If that tornado warning comes through, get into the nearest shelter. I don't care what you have to do to get to shelter, but just get in the shelter.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Check my status. Here we go. Close that. My space. That's not surprising.
Got a tornado warning for McIntosh County in Oklahoma. That's moving up there towards, check it out. Warner, I-40 corridor between Checotah and Warner up towards Muskogee. Once again, that's McIntosh County, or you guys say McIntosh, right? McIntosh County. All right, I'll get it. Welcome here. Once again, we're doing another live stream today because guess what? Guess what? We've got a daggone enhanced risk of severe weather again. The saga continues here through our
Hell, I
very
can go
active
chasing
period
today.
of severe weather that we've been tracking.
Yeah, but do you have
Check.
your license?
We've got an enhanced risk around the DFW metro,
Check came in.
and I'll talk a little bit more about Dallas here in a moment. You guys actually might be done for the most part for
But she
today.
would kill
We
me
might be
by the
focusing
time
a
I
little
got
bit
done.
more on areas to your east,
Yeah.
to your south, but there's a lot
I
of
can see
moving
that.
parts here. We also have a slight risk of severe weather today around St. Louis, over into southern Illinois, and back in southwestern Indiana. So we are going to be tracking these storms together today, Wednesday, April 30th. And we're already getting started. It is early. The whiz is plumb within the wazoo. Okay, we ain't even popped 50 on the whiz today. The weather
50.
intensity score. But I figured, hey, why not start early?
tornado warning.
Okay, let's
A
cover
new
these early
tornado
warnings.
warning has been issued.
And let's answer some questions before things
God,
start really
Roblox.
popping off. But man, it's looking like we're not going to have a lot of time
Stop
to do
making
that,
me
as
have to
things are
alt F4 the
already
game just to get back to the main menu.
getting a little bit more intense out there
Christ.
with our storms. By the way, if you're just now tuning in, we do have a tornado warning here for McIntosh County, Oklahoma. We just got that new one for Pushmataha County in Oklahoma. That's down here towards Choctaw Nation and Clayton. I want to pause this real quick.
Damn.
We've got some problems
stink.
down here, some rotation
You
popping
stink.
up on radar
No, you
west
do.
of the Honobia Creek Wildlife Management Area. That's moving up towards Clayton, Tuskahoma, and the
Listen,
Highway
when I shower,
271
I use Old
corridor
Spice.
there. So if you're in Pushmataha
One, it
County,
smells good,
Oklahoma,
too.
please
Oh, yeah?
take
I
shelter.
do
This
too,
includes the
motherfucker.
Neshoba Public School. Okay, so
Which scent do
I
you
reckon
use, though?
school's in session
I
out
don't
there,
know.
so
I don't
we got to
really
get
I use
into
Bear
those
Glove.
hallways,
That's
shelter
also my
due to the
deodorant.
tornado shelter plan.
Oh, and yeah,
This might be moving
I
up
do
towards
wear
Albion
deodorant.
eventually.
Shut up.
You
I
fucker.
do too.
Yeah, the Wiz is not out the wazoo today. Not yet, anyway.
Yeah.
We're up to 55 now on the
Yeah.
weather intensity score.
Yet.
And that'll continue to grow as these warnings continue to come out. Most of our warnings right now are in Oklahoma. Probably our most serious looking area of rotation is going to be up here, coming up towards Whitefield and Stigler in Oklahoma. This is Haskell County, Oklahoma. That is a broad area of rotation that is taking us up into the Stigler area. How many people do we have watching right now in Dallas or Fort Worth?
None. No one
Hopefully we
pays
got a couple
attention
of
there.
yous.
No one pays attention in that area.
Especially the news people. 'cause they don't-
We are going to be trying to
they
cover this
false
area
report
today.
everything.
But
For real, though.
one of the things that we've got to mention here
That shit that they're doing is so
is,
fucking famous and corrupt.
Dallas, things are
that-
kind of looking up.
It was put on a movie.
Okay, we had some
Really?
strong
Yeah.
storm. We're having some
What
strong storms
movie?
go through right now. But what's happening with
Christmas
this
Twister.
line is it's kind of over-convecting a little bit. What we expected at this point was for Dallas, we expected this line to be north of you, and for Dallas and Fort Worth to be inside of the most unstable areas. But the fact that it's already raining in Dallas before we get to the main heating of the day means that a lot of the instability will likely be to the south of Dallas. So it doesn't mean that
puts
you're out of
me
the
at
woods. In
risk.
fact, we are probably going to have
Yeah.
a pretty big problem today in Dallas and Fort Worth
You're
with
always
flash
at
flooding.
risk.
Shut up.
But some of the strongest storms, I do believe, will be
You're always
to
at
the
risk
east and to the
for
south
something.
of Dallas, as this cold pool of air has taken over the town. So that's
Okay,
good.
to
Oh, yeah,
be
my-
honest,
All right,
if it,
and we've
if
got
it's
Corey
not
Gherkin out
somebody
there in
wanting to
Denton
shoot me,
right
it's
now.
Mother
He's
Nature
actually
wanting to
driving
kill me.
down through Fort Worth
Yeah.
as we speak. Storm chaser
I'm lucky
Connor
because I
Croft
rarely get
is
storm
also
Severe
out
Say
there
that,
in
then you
the
get one.
Fort Worth area. So,
Yeah,
we're
it's
gonna
an
keep
example
you,
of yesterday
updated on
when
what's going on in Dallas. But
when,
I think today
people were
our biggest
saying
area
that
of
it was
interest is
gonna
going to be
a
over
bad
here
storm,
closer
like
to
really,
Waco,
really bad
maybe
storm.
Corsicana,
Turns
Gun
out it
Barrel
was
City,
weak sauce.
up towards
I
Tyler,
fucking hate when people
Sulphur
do that.
Springs, and then
I
also,
hate
of
when
course,
people say, "Oh,
Arkansas.
this storm's gonna be
Okay?
so
So
bad."
western portions
Then
of
when it
Arkansas, you
happens,
guys are about to get hit by a very
there's
strong line
nothing.
of storms, and we're going to
It's
cover
just
this as it comes
rain
up
and
towards you.
thunder.
This is
No
a good
hail,
time
no
to mention
tornadoes.
that
There was a
if
guy
you
in my
know anybody
fucking
out
city
there
in the
that
early
might be needing
2000s
some
who
coverage
used to
today,
do that shit on the news.
as far as the weather goes,
He got
let him know
arrested
that we're
for it.
live today.
He's
okay,
still in
Put this
prison
out there on
for it.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, whatever it is that,
Now
that
that's
you want
fucking
to
funny.
do. The goal here is to get our information in front of as many people as possible, because there's a lot of people who are not watching the news today. There's a lot of people who don't pay attention to the weather, and but what they are doing is they are scrolling TikTok, right? They are
Anyway,
on
who the
Facebook.
fuck
They are
watches
on all
the
these
fucking
platforms, and
news
if we can get in
anymore
front of
anyway,
them,
'cause they're all
maybe
fucking-
we can pass along some life-saving
My
information.
grandpa still watches the news.
If
He watches
we can
Fox
just get their
News.
attention. So share us
Fox
out there
News
if you
is
would,
the worst
and
one.
Also if you know
It
anybody out
is.
here specifically.
But my grandpa,
Right
he-
now would be
he
a good time
supports
to
Trump, so-
probably, just send him a text message, right?
I would rather
Like,
I
hey,
still
buddy,
love
like,
him.
This guy's doing
I
weather.
still love him a lot
Even before
because
there's a tornado warning
he's
in
the
your
only
area,
fatherly figure I truly have.
he will likely be live.
I hate to say this,
So,
but it's the
That's
truth.
you know, it's
I would
optional.
rather
You don't
see
have
one
to do
of
that, but
their
that's how we
employees
work
die and
together
see
here.
them
We're
know
all
that,
like
you
an
know, they
equal
just talk
part
the
of this.
shit,
I'm
or
just the guy that
people
sits
keep
here and
getting panicked
yaps.
for no reason.
Yeah,
Like
and people
and
and they're
all of us
fucking
working together, we
reporting
can
on every
reach more people. Is
small
what I'm trying
crash,
to say.
plane
There is
crash.
a tornado watch,
to
and there's
scare
2 million
people.
people under it.
Like
right
there was a
now,
fucking
from
home
Gun
built
Barrel City over to
aircraft,
Tyler, up
like a
into
Van's RV
southwest
A new
Ten.
portions
tornado
of
watch has been
Arkansas.
issued.
They said that
Southeast,
it was built
Oklahoma
by
is included
Boeing.
in this as well. This includes
Just to
Fort
cause
Smith,
panic.
McAllister.
Like,
this
what the
includes Mount
fuck is
Pleasant,
wrong with you
Texarkana, and
guys?
Hot Springs. So we'll be
And then
talking about this
people
whole
are
area
claiming,
over the next little
Oh,
bit.
everything's Boeing's fault. Motherfucker, it's not their fault. It's the fucking airline's fault.
Yeah, I'm just the guy.
They
that
are the
yaps.
ones maintaining
that's
the
all
aircraft.
I do here.
Not Boeing.
That's my
Boeing
job.
built them. The airlines are supposed to be maintaining them.
Few tornadoes likely
and
today.
Boeing should be doing the
Scattered hail up to
inspection.
ping pong size possible. Scattered
A few
gusts up to
tornadoes
70
likely
miles
in
per hour
tornado
likely.
watch.
1.9 million people under the gun there for
God
significant
damn.
severe weather today.
I didn't know that area was so populated. 1.9 million people.
Stigler, once again, in Oklahoma and Whitefield, you guys need to be sheltered right now. We do have a strong
my
storm
RC
coming in.
tank
Lots of rotation
out
here.
for
This could be
delivery
producing a
right now.
tornado soon
It's,
near Highway 2 in
It's 4
Oklahoma.
stops away.
Across Highway 2 north of Kenta. Move over towards Stigler within the next 11 minutes.
Yeah, no.
We need you to take shelter immediately.
From my weather station, I want to attach a camera to
Ryan, Vincent Hawkinson sent in a super chat asking about your
With a,
criteria for
anemometer.
going live. They say you used to gauge streams off the SPC Outlook. Now it's the WIS. And they're asking what the threshold is
Plus, I'm thinking
and if
about
it's different when you
turning
expect
my,
an upgrade.
My grandpa's car into a storm chasing
Yeah, so
vehicle.
the
It's
threshold
a,
is
black
complicated.
Subaru
All right,
it's a
you
2023
would be bored by my explanation,
Subaru
but
Impreza.
it depends on what. So it's still based
WAG,
off of the SPC Outlook
RS,
a little
I
bit.
think.
All right, if the SPC Outlook is higher, then the threshold is lower. If we are pretty certain that there's going to be strong storms today, we lower that threshold so that we go live sooner. If the SPC Outlook is kind of like, maybe we'll have some storms, then the threshold is higher so that we don't go live too often. Because I do think it's possible that we go live too often. I want to make sure that we go live only when there's certainly going to be tornado warnings, and there's certainly going to be stuff that we can actually help you with. I mean, sometimes we might start another channel or something where we just sit here and do a Q&A with Y'allbot all day, because that's fun, and a lot of you guys really like that. There was about 20,000 of you that hung out last night just to do that. This channel, we want to make sure that our live streams are focused around
Everything.
and known for being completely tailored towards like real-time actionable information about tornadoes and severe
I
weather
like
and stuff
it when
like
me
that.
and Ryan are live,
So,
and it's something but
it's a lot. It's kind of complicated how we determine when we go live now, but there's an algorithm that does the thinking for us.
I like it too.
Technically, Y'allbot. We
it gives,
live by the whiz. That's the
me and
new
Ryan, it gives me a
motto
moment,
here
me and
at
him
the Weather
a
House.
moment to chill the fuck out and think, wow.
Today, I actually made the personal decision to not live by the whiz and go live even earlier than what it was suggesting, because I mean, we're just in this flow right now. We're in this routine where we've just been going live so much. I'm like, what else are we going to do? Like, I need a 2-day break just to reorient myself to get back into a regular day here at the Weather House. You know what I'm saying? And we do have a 10% hatched risk of severe weather today. So I'm we're going to have storms. I'm quite positive about that. And we're going to be here probably plumb out past 10 p.m. What's an 8-hour stream these days? You know what I mean? We're plumb used to it.
All right, Ryan, pause the
What?
map spinning for a sec. While DFW is still
Ryan just
reporting
said, "What's an 8-hour
absolutely
stream?
biblical rain
We're
levels
used
and
to
wondering
it."
about hail potential, the what about my
I
specific blade
bet.
of grass requests are really dialing up, especially for Tyler, Texas. They seem very keen to know what's brewing. Also, Oklahoma remains a huge focus, with serious flooding reports adding to the storm stress near places like Payton and Pauls Valley. And a quick heads up, chat confirms it's pronounced Corsicana for Corsicana.
Corsicana. Got it. Corsicana. Did you remember to shut off the tower light? Doggone it. No. Good news is we probably won't need to look at our tower camera
Dadgummit.
much today. It's not going to storm over here, so we've got nothing to worry about, I reckon. Quick update on yesterday. Was yesterday's storm a derecho? First of all, what is a derecho? By the way, is there anybody watching from Pittsburgh right now? You guys doing all right? Yesterday was crazy in the Pittsburgh area, eastern
Yeah.
Ohio, western Pennsylvania. We've still got 500,000 people
My face
without
has
power
never
out there.
felt this smooth before. I mean, I did miss a few spots, but I did
Criteria
pretty
to
good.
be considered a derecho is swath of wind
It's one of
damage
those
extending
hairy
at least
sprays.
400
It's
miles.
like really, really nice.
In length and
It's
60
got
miles in width.
interchangeable
Certain
blades.
radar observed storm features such as bow echoes, rear
It
inflow
comes with-
jets, check.
I basically got the whole
Includes
kit.
wind gusts of at least 58 miles per hour, check. Includes several well-separated measured wind gusts of 75 miles per hour or greater, X. So according to the National Weather Service in Pittsburgh, they're not going to classify this as a derecho, but it's close enough. I mean, what you went through yesterday was technically a derecho. All right. Yeah, you know, it don't technically meet the full definition, I guess. But if we had more measurement devices out there, if more people were measuring the wind, then it would be probably. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just one of those things. But yeah, technically yesterday wasn't a derecho. It was a derecho, not a derecho. All right. New severe thunderstorm warning in
Y'all reach
Oklahoma.
out.
It goes plumb all the way out there close to Fort Smith. This is Haskell, Latimer, LaFleur, Sequoia, daggone it, and Muskogee counties in Oklahoma. You guys are under a severe thunderstorm warning now. We're talking about some 60-mile-per-hour winds coming in here towards places like McCurtain. We've also got a tornado possible tag on there because we've got several areas of rotation embedded in the broader severe thunderstorm area. We also just got a new severe thunderstorm warning down here in LaFleur and Pushmataha counties in Oklahoma as well. Albion down towards Highway 144 in Pushmataha County. You guys are under the gun for also 60-mile-per-hour winds, and we have that tornado possible tag as well. How do you spell plum? I think it would be Plum. Just keep it simple. Because putting a B in plum is plum wild, if you ask me. It's plum unnecessary. It's push my what? Ain't no way. Ain't no way I've been saying that wrong. Ain't no way. Push. No, it's Pushmataha, right? Or do you guys say Pushmataha? Yeah, it's plum dumb putting a B in plum. By the way, still have 500,000 people without power over here in Pennsylvania, 37,000 in Ohio, 21,000 in West Virginia. Still, from our MCS yesterday morning, there's
New tornado
30,000
warning.
out without power. In,
A new tornado
Missouri,
warning has been
mostly
issued.
around Springfield,
Has been issued.
and we got 15,000 without power in Texas right now. Here's our
Luckily,
newest
I'm
tornado
not one of
warning
them.
for Haskell County.
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
All right, Pushmataha. Stigler, you guys are still included in this now for 33 more minutes. Keota and Tamaha, you guys are also now included with our tornado warning. Right there is your rotation. It's getting ready to cross Highway 9 near Stigler and then move up towards the greater Keota and Tamaha area in Haskell County, Oklahoma. Take shelter immediately if you haven't already. You want to get into that most interior room. Lowest floor, especially if you're at school today. We got a lot of schools in session, all right? And specifically, we've got the Garland School, Canema School, Martin School, Perry School, Rucker School, the Stigler High School, and the Whitefield School in the path of this thing. We all need to be going through our tornado action plan right now. Walmart
think
is,
I've ever
is
been
in
in
the path
school
as
with a
well.
tornado warning.
Also, the Time Theater.
I've been in school with,
So
with a tornado warning.
get shelter now. Interior room, sturdy
Everyone's
building.
freaking
Don't want to
fuck
be in
out.
a
I'm just
tent.
like,
Don't want to be in a camper,
What are you
RV,
guys
mobile
fucking
home.
doing?
Sturdy, site built.
I wouldn't be
building,
freaking out unless there was
lowest
a big
floor,
tornado on the
interior
ground.
room, or
Schools
preferably
can handle
underground.
tornadoes. They're built to withstand them. Like, come on.
Yeah.
There's oh yeah, so there's some crazy flooding going on too. Yeah, we do have one considerable flash flood warning right now that continues over here for Cleveland County, Oklahoma. We had several instances of life-threatening flash flooding last night. It's still going on. So the good news is the rain is moving out. The bad news is the rain is kind of moving into a new populated area now. We're going to have significant flash flooding problems today, more than likely in Dallas. Okay, so Dallas, Claiborne, Waxahachie, Kaufman, Terrell. You guys get ready for potential flash flooding today. Let's see here. Waste the Post. Thanks for being a member for 27 months. Says, great work, my man. I work for the power company that covers West Virginia and Pennsylvania. They got slammed. Lots of call outs last night. Keep it up. Yeah, it was crazy last night. And let everybody know down there that we appreciate them. That they're probably working overtime right now. Big time overtime. Big time overtime.
Ryan, Robert M. Ditto sent in a super chat. Hey Ryan, it is awesome that you are live today. I know that it isn't expected to be as bad, but it is very comforting for us in the risk areas that you are here. I support you by watching every stream, even if it isn't here.
Thank you for that. That's the goal, right? We're trying to go live more often. We're trying to be here for you more often. We got a little bit carried away, I think, with trying to reserve these live streams for high-end events, which I do think is a good strategy. I think there was it's a good plan that we had, and it's one of the reasons why we were able to reach so many people during big events. But and to be honest with y'all, I really like doing this. This is probably my favorite part. This is of my job. You know what I mean? Doing these live streams, especially now that we have YALLBot, we've got all these cool tools and things that make it easier to do and better, more informative. So yeah, we've lowered our threshold. We're still not going to go live every day, but if there's a chance of some tornadoes, more than likely, you're going to see us. So we have that one remaining tornado warning right now for Stigler. There's no other tornado warnings currently, but this one does have some broad rotation here. So about to cross over Highway 9 near Stigler, so everybody needs to stay in their safe spots for the next 29 minutes. This is a dangerous storm. Speaking of the broader risk today, we will be talking about lots of Texas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas throughout the day today. We're also going to be talking about St. Louis, maybe, up there towards Illinois. And Indiana as well. This is what the radar could look like as we go through the next several hours. Let's check it out.
By the way, Bubbas, I'm in a slight risk for, I think, day 2.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be pretty interesting. Within the next hour or so, we
Not
expect
only
there
today,
to
but
be
tomorrow,
several
too,
new
for me.
cells that kind of pop up down here in this part of Texas. These will be our tornado producers today. If we have tornadic activity, they will likely it will likely happen down here. All right.
Fuck.
So that looks like it's going to be mostly south of Dallas, but still some pretty populated areas under the gun today for significant severe weather, including tornadoes. And then we're just going to have a crazy flooding
That
event, and then
fucking
we're going to have
model
several
better be
tail end
fucking wrong.
Charlies today, kind of popping up on the end of that line. So between
I swear
right
to
now
God, dude.
and I would say 3 p.m., our main focus is going to be these prefrontal supercells that pop up out in front of our line south of Dallas. We're also going to be watching Dallas closely for the potential for significant flash flooding because the line's not going to move much. Then our focus is going to shift to these storms that pop up right at the end of the line, right at the tail end of it, near Waco and Killeen, okay, around Temple, up towards Moody, in that area. I think we're going to have several potential tornadic supercells around that area as well. That'll carry us all the way into 8 p.m., where our focus will likely shift up here to these supercells that will start popping up in the Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, and Kentucky area. These will have a very brief opportunity to produce some large hail, maybe even a couple of tornadoes, before they, kind of fizzle out around midnight.
Is it me, or
so that's the
has
plan
most
today.
of the SPC
No big storms expected
outlooks
in
now,
Tennessee.
like, for the
However,
past
there might
week
be
have
some
been
leftover wind
kind of wrong.
gusts from this line of storms that's moving through eastern Oklahoma right now. Those could make it into Memphis potentially around 10 p.m., 9 p.m. or so tonight.
Either they got
So we'll be
it too
keeping an eye
far
on y'all
north,
as well. Tons of storms are going to be possible in
they
Arkansas, so we will be going back and forth between
didn't fully
Texas
get
and
it right
Arkansas
anyhow.
during those first 2 stages as well. Does that help? Yeah, we're gonna be watching for blips over the next couple of hours. That's
And
exactly
believe
right.
me, I
And
fucking
you know,
that
my
something's
finger is
off.
hovering over the
'Cause
blip
I can
song button.
feel
The moment we get our first blip,
instability. Flash flood warning.
I'm blipping out,
Uh,
and I'm whoa. Okay, we've already got blips. Blip alert.
blip alert.
Before we get to that though, I do want to explain that we also have a 10% hatched risk of tornadoes today down here. So our biggest tornado threat is going to be in Texas. 10% probability within 25 miles of any given point for seeing tornadoes right in this area. The hatched indicator means that those tornadoes could be EF2 to EF5 strength.
15%
All right.
risk
And
of
if you're looking at the
wind
radar
for
right
me
now
tomorrow,
and you're like,
and,
what? What is this? What is this dude talking about? I don't see any tornadoes. All I
10
see
sig hail.
are these little
Wow.
blips. Well,
Or
I've
15
got
sig hail.
a lesson for you to
me
learn. Listen to
tomorrow.
the lyrics very carefully.
Every storm starts out as a blip, a little bitty blip. Taking moisture from the ground, call it a double dip.
That looks like
I
my
don't give
area.
a flip. Little blips, they can rip. You can feel it in your hip.
Oh.
Never underestimate a blip.
I'm fucking.
You can really learn a lot. Listen, if you really think about the deeper meaning behind that song. Never underestimate a blip. There is a possibility that within the next 2 hours, this little tiny, puny little rain shower could be a large hail producing, tornado producing
I might have
supercell
to-
that's going up towards Waco. So we've got to take every blip seriously
Yeah.
today.
No, it's, that
Oh.
thing is to my north.
Hey, dude, I'll be right back.
All right. I'm getting a shower
Got to
right now.
take them seriously today, y'all. We got a new mesoscale discussion.
What? Who? What? Where?
And for those of you who don't know what a mesoscale discussion is, it is a piece of text and graphic information that the Storm Prediction Center puts out whenever they just want to talk, whenever they just feel like they want to talk. You know what I mean? And like 9 times out of 10, it's about the weather. Okay. This time it's about a severe potential that's increasing over the next 1 to 2 hours. All severe hazards are possible, and a watch is likely. So we're probably going to get a tornado watch here within the next little bit. And another really cool thing that they're doing here is they're kind of hinting towards the type of watch that it will be and how intense they're thinking the conditions will be over here.
Damn
120 to 150 mile per hour peak intensity
Yep.
on the tornado
My
parameter.
home ain't gonna be
So
able
they're
to
thinking that we
withstand
could have some pretty strong tornadoes with today's setup. 65 to 80 mile per hour winds, 1 inch to 1.75 inch hail. So the hail threat today is actually not as robust as what we've been seeing in Texas over the past couple of setups. So we're going to get a new tornado watch here soon for areas south of Dallas. This will likely include, but will not be limited to, Waco, Mahia, Palestine, Jacksonville, Tyler, Longview, potentially even Shreveport will be included in that. Is the blip song on Spotify? No, but I think that we might I think that we might put it on there, honestly, because simply because I find myself, just wanting to, add it to a playlist or something. You know what I'm saying? So if we'll work on figuring that out. Once again, I need 2 days. I need 2 days where we're not streaming so I can work on some of this stuff. Yeah, so we got lots of little blips out here around Crockett, Texas. We do have a couple of storm chasers that we're working with today. Oh, wait, no, everybody's out. Everybody's waking up. I thought that we only had Corey, but I see Bryce was waking up. Let's see here. Nick is out there. Connor Croft. Oh, yeah, we've got the dream team on Interstate 35 hauling it south, son. I swear I still don't know how the storm chasers do it, man. You guys say that you think I'm tired. You think that I'm, gassed out from going live every day like this. It is a lot,
I'm back.
But I don't think it's nothing compared to what these guys are out there doing. So, but they're going. They're chugging right along, son. Chasers are moving right along. And the chasers don't get enough cred. I agree. I think that they're underserved a lot of times. You guys wouldn't believe how many media entities don't want to pay them. Those guys are constantly, people are trying to rip them off. Garland, Tamaha, Red Hill, and Kyoto. You guys are all under a tornado warning still. 20 minutes left on this tornado warning. So get to shelter if you haven't gotten there already. Stigler, the rotation is going over town right now. It's very broad. I personally don't believe there's a tornado down, but there could be one. So we're going to stay in that safe spot for the next 20 minutes, all right?
Ryan, Fade Bloodley sent in a super chat. They wanted to share that severe weather in Texas has always terrified them, but you and the team are a huge comfort. They also love falling asleep to YALLBOT and asked how I was made. Big thank you from them for everything y'all do.
Yeah, YALLBOT. I love whenever the weather's pretty calm. I love the music that plays on that channel. It's unironically some of my favorite music right now. But how YALLBOT was made, it's honestly, guys, it's just a bunch of different tools. Everything runs here. Also, if you hear some noise in the background, if you hear like hammering and drilling and people walking around and stuff, we're actually installing a mini split AC unit in the room behind me here, because that's where YALLBOT lives. We have we host it locally, right? There's a bunch of server racks and computers and stuff running YALLBOT back there, and YALLBOT actually let us know that it was hot. And developed a project and a task list for us to reach out to an AC company, get a quote for a mini split, and schedule them to come and install an extra AC unit in that room. That is kind of crazy, but that's what's happening right now. which is kind of crazy, I know. And that room is way too hot. Like there's so much computers and stuff going on in there. Anytime you hear me say, "Hey, Dalton, will you switch this camera?" or "Dylan, will you switch this camera?" or whoever it is, they're in that room. So that they've been cooking. We're fixing it today, though. Yeah, y'all about spending our money. That's what it's doing. Yep.
Ryan, ND Prepper 87 sent in a super chat. They'd love it if you made a video about the dead man walking tornado and what made it so unique.
Yeah, I think I think that that's something that we're going to do here soon. We're going to try to tackle that genre of weather videos at some point. Because personally I love it. My favorite thing ever when I was a kid was storm stories, and there's a lot of really good really good documentaries online of tornadoes. Tornado TRX, one of my favorites, on YouTube, and we love that. But one of the things that's missing from a lot of the YouTube documentaries is like the personal side, the personal interviews. So we've got with the Y'all Squad and with the Storm Chasers and stuff, we've got people that are like constantly all over the country. So we can use that resource to actually go and interview people who were hit by these tornadoes that maybe we have never been interviewed before, and stuff like that, and do our own version of documentaries on some of these old tornadoes and stuff. And I would love to do that. I would get a huge kick out of that, because I would try to make it like a better, newer version of Storm Stories. You know what I mean? Yeah, I like Swaggle Studios. McCurtain County, Oklahoma, they just popped out a new severe thunderstorm warning for you. This includes Wright City, Millerton, Broken Bow. It includes Broken Bow Reservoir and Stevens Gap. So what do we need to do, y'all? We need to get what? In what? And away from what? Indoors and away from windows. No need to take shelter here for a tornado just yet, but there is a tornado possible tag because there is a little bit of rotation here, but it's not nearly enough to be concerned about a tornado at this moment. Big John, I'm late. Did they confirm a derecho from yesterday? Nope. National Weather Service says we're one piece of the puzzle short. And apparently there weren't enough well-separated measured wind gusts of over 75 miles per hour. But, you know, it's one of those things. If it was just based off of the damage, like, so right now the way that we rate tornadoes, right, is we go look at the damage and we say, that damage looks like it was about 90 mile an hour. And we write it down, and that's what the tornado was. But with a derecho, apparently, we can't do that. It has to be measured. You know, if you go look at the damage that was done yesterday in Pennsylvania, I bet you anything you can be like, that looks like about 9 mile an hour as a derecho. But you know, we don't do that for some reason. The thing is, though, if you were hit by these storms yesterday, you know that was a derecho. It's just not going to go down in the book of derechos, I guess. Yeah, that's how the engineers that survey damage for the National Weather Service, that's how they talk. I don't know. They're all from Eastern Kentucky, I guess. That's where I'm from, by the way. If you guys didn't know that's my actual accent. Like that's how I actually talk. I have to really like tone it up a little bit for YouTube and for an audience, so I don't be distracting. We've got 11 minutes left on our Haskell County, Oklahoma tornado warning. Rotation is really falling apart. So hopefully Tamaha and Stigler will be able to come out of that safe spot here soon. And we're going to shift all of our focus. To these blips popping up south of Dallas. Please do a story on August 28th, Plainfield. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we do that. We do April 27th. We do Joplin. We do both Moores. You know, we do all the big ones. And then also some ones I'm personally interested in as well. Specifically, March 2nd, 2012. Big one for me. Yeah, we've got some decent storms now getting organized here. This one's rotating a little bit, approaching Whitney. So we're going to say y'all watch out. Actually, I think I'm going to try to issue a y'all watch. I just want to... I never get to do it. And I'll give you guys a behind the scenes view of what Andy's doing with our y'all watch software here. So here's the y'all watch software, right? If we come down here and we say, okay, this looks like we need a y'all watch, we enter y'all watch creation mode and we draw the polygon, right? Oops, did I forget to click? Draw it. Boom. Enter name. Tornado. Low confidence, 30 minutes. And add notes, create the y'all watch. And then boom. The y'all watch is created and it immediately shows up over here. And eventually it'll also immediately show up on y'all's WeatherWise apps as well. I think that's something that we're really going to try to do. Daggone it. I gotta delete that y'all watch. I didn't look at the motion.
What?
It's actually we'll leave that to Andy. It's actually probably needs to be oriented a little bit more to the north and east, but I would still say y'all watch out in Hillsboro up towards Covington. And Dylan, go ahead and throw Connor Croft in. He's going to be our first chaser that's on this, and we can probably put him in one. So Storm Chaser Connor Croft is out there on this storm right now. And we're going to watch him as the storm approaches him in Itasca. Yeah, Justin. Yeah, 100%. So we're not seeing much through Connor's feed or Corey's yet. But when Connor gets a little bit closer to the base of this storm, it should be quite interesting. It's rotating right there near Cedar Shores. We can see a hook. We can see the rotation coming together here. If there's going to be a tornado at some point, we would look for it in this region of the storm. So Lake Whitney, just know that that rotating part of the storm is about to go right over the lake. Yeah, Connor's great. Ryan Hall, the Yapper. That's me. I'll have to change the name of the channel. For those of you who are just now tuning in, we got all severe hazards possible here. We got a new tornado watch coming up probably in the next, probably next hour or two, maybe even less than that, to be honest. We're expecting maybe some strong tornadoes out here in the red corridor. That includes Hillsborough. That includes Corsicana, Mahia, Waco, Athens, Palestine, Jacksonville, Tyler, Longview, Marshall, and Shreveport. Get ready. The y'all yapper. Then you just place a test polygon for this hook? Yeah. I need to edit it though. Daggone it. Where did it go? Ah, I found it. Boom. 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 This is going to be called Covington. Oh, you guys can't even see this. Tornado. Low. Boom. There we go. Connor Croft is in the Y'all Watch. And I think if I click on it here, yeah, it says created by Ryan Hall. And normally it says created by Andy. By the way, I think that we'll have Andy on the horn today. He's not available right now, but I think that he will be.
All right.
Huron, Grub Hill, Blanton, Osceola. Wait, Texas, do y'all do Osceola or Osceola? Ossie or Ossie? Do we still do, Frank, do we still do low latency?
Tornado warning has been issued.
Osceola? Okay, I'm going to log it. Osceola.
A new tornado warning
Oh my
has been
God.
issued.
Of course, half the chat's OC and half of it's Aussie. Which one is it, y'all? All right, let's go check in on that new tornado warning, and then I'll give it another try if you guys can make up your mind. They went ahead and extended our tornado warning up here into Haskell and Sequoia counties in Oklahoma. This now includes Vian and Salisaw in Oklahoma. This is the I-40 corridor around to McKee. I'm actually surprised that they did that because the rotation is just not crazy with that at all. But hey, listen, National Weather Service knows best, so we're going to take shelter out here in Haskell and Sequoia counties in Oklahoma. OC. Okay, well, that's what I've got. You guys in Osceola, in Texas, or actually, you guys in Osceola, Texas, y'all need to watch out, okay? I think we've got something like 20 names, 20 town names logged in our database. The Iron. So this is the Iron. Or Vian. Gotcha. Or there's so many different ways, like even the way that you guys are spelling it, it could be Vian. I'm going to say Vian, though. Vian. All right, so if you're in the town of Vian, you are under a tornado warning for the next hour, so we need to take shelter immediately. It's gonna be close enough. If it's not Vian, then you guys have to change it. That's the rules. I didn't make them. Hey, look here. We got a considerable flash flood warning right now in Puerto Rico, in the town of Orocovis and Santa Muerto. I wonder if there's any people from Puerto Rico in here that are going to correct my pronunciation. We got Sector La Francia, Sector La Fabrica, Sector La Joya, Orocovis, and Santa Muerto under a flash flood warning for the next 4 hours. And they did go ahead and issue a flash flood warning for Hood, Johnson, and Somervell counties in Texas as well, south of Fort Worth, as we do have flash flooding ongoing caused by thunderstorms.
I need to go in the fucking
Hillbilly Spanish.
You go in there and fucking edit that shit.
Oh my gosh.
But let's see. Commands. New command.
So Vian rhymes with Cheyenne, so it's Vian. See, that's a proper way of telling somebody how a name is pronounced. That that's actually it. Vian. That's close enough. I mean, if that's too much for you, like, you guys will be all right. Like that. I'm sorry, I don't want to be mean, but like that, I think that we got it.
Ryan, Scott Orr sent in a super chat. He's asking if you saw the velocity signature from the supercell in western Nebraska last Sunday. He's trying to wrap his head around it and would love for you to dissect that radar image sometime.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. We'll try to find some time to do that. I was watching it the whole time right along with you guys. I was at the park with my wife and kids whenever it kind of popped up. We didn't think that we were going to go live that day. So we watched it from the Storm Chaser perspective, and it was crazy. Rotation's picking up down here west of Huron. Wouldn't be surprised to see a tornado warning issued for that storm at some point. Not very high confidence, but confidence is increasing, I would say.
Ryan, Embrace the Chaos, sent in a super chat asking, do you think the tornado damage scale should be adjusted for today's building construction?
Maybe. I think that we just need better ways of measuring the wind. Like, I think that every tornado, if we had a mobile Doppler on wheels on it, we should just be able to use that to rate the tornado and not actually go based off of damage, because what happens right now is who knows how many EF5s have happened over the past several years, but they just haven't hit the right stuff. If an EF5 hits a trailer park, we can't say that it was an EF5 because, of course, the trailer is going to get blown away, even if it was an EF2, right? So in order for us to get an EF5, well-built homes and like buildings and stuff have to be damaged. And that means that a tornado pretty much has to hit a pretty big city for it to be rated an EF5. Now, it really doesn't matter what it's rated, but if we want more accurate logging of like how strong tornadoes are and how strong they've been, then figuring out a way to make it based off of the actual wind speeds and not the damage should be the path forward. But it would be expensive. It would be pretty hard to figure that out because it's not an easy task. You know what I mean? So that was a live look from Connor Croft there of our developing rotating supercell.
All right, Ryan, the chat jury has reached a verdict, and it's unanimous on the pronunciation front. They're practically screaming it's Vi-An, Oklahoma. Apparently, it rhymes with Ryan. Who knew? Weather-wise, eyes are glued to that Haskell County rotation, with some chatter about a possible brief touchdown. And folks are definitely noticing rising waters in spots like Dallas, Kaufman County, and Cleburne.
All right, sounds good. Vi-An. I got it. Let's go back to our current tornado warning and reinspect the rotation up there. Yeah, it's tightening up a little bit here west of Tamaha. So hopefully everybody in Tamaha is still sheltered. We do have a rotation there right now that's moving up towards the town of Vi-An and McKee and Salisaw. We do have a storm chaser out there, Colby Ward. Dylan, make sure you're watching this guy and throw him up if he sees something. But right now, yeah, we do expect Interstate 40 to be hit here by a tornado-producing storm within the next couple of minutes. So Interstate 40 between Vi-An and Salisaw is not a, or Vi-An and Salisaw is not a very safe place to be.
Really, Bubbas?
What?
You're playing the fucking vibration shit.
I can't help it.
Ryan Quinton
I
DeMar
know.
sent in a super
Man.
chat. Thanks for always keeping us updated on the weather, Ryan. Your forecasts are super helpful, and humor in meteorology is rare and blipping awesome. This is my first time
My
getting
God,
to
will
sit
you
and
stop
watch.
fucking
Thank you,
vibrating?
Ryan
Jesus
and y'all bot.
Christ.
Thank you, Quentin. I appreciate the kind words. If you're just now tuned in, here is the deal. We got a daggone tornado watch today. A few tornadoes likely. Scattered hail up to ping pong size possible. Scattered wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour likely. 1.9 million people under that watch. We also have a new tornado watch coming soon, likely for places in the red there. That's more south of Dallas. So we're talking about places like Hamilton. We're talking about Waco, Hillsboro, Itasca, Waxahachie even, Cairns, Gun Barrel City, Athens, Tyler, Longview, Marshall, and Benton. Maybe even all the way over there towards Shreveport. So get ready for a tornado watch at some point here. We're going to be talking about some strong tornadoes potentially. And the severe potential is going to increase over the next 1 to 2 hours. All severe hazards are possible. That includes hail, wind, and tornadoes. New severe thunderstorm warning was just issued in Oklahoma for Cherokee, Muskogee, Sequoia, and Wagoner County in Oklahoma. This is for Hulbert, Gore, and areas just to the east of Wagoner, just to the west of Telequa. So you all need to get indoors once again and away from windows. Tornado possible tag on there. That doesn't mean there's a tornado down. It means there's a little bit of rotation. Speaking of a little bit of rotation, check this out. There's a little bit of rotation going over the town of Kyoto right now. No tornado warning on that. So you know what? That might need to be an area that we watch as well. Maybe, just maybe. If you live out there in Kyoto or areas north and east of that, y'all watch out. Y'all watch out, all right? Hold on, I'm working on a couple of things here. You know what? I hate to do it, but I got to fix something. I'm sorry, I got to fix something. Let's call out this this new warning over here in Tennessee, Morgan and Scott counties in Tennessee. Wow, we've got a decent amount of storms popping up over here in my neck of the woods. This is in eastern Tennessee right now. We've got a little hail producer moving through Wartburg up towards Brimstone, ATV. Morgan, Scott County, Tennessee. Get indoors and away from windows. We might actually need the Weather House tower camera today. Look at all these storms popping up, little blips. I don't think we'll have anything crazy, like anything bad today in Tennessee or Kentucky, but these are definitely some decent storms. One of them's going through Wartburg, Tennessee right now. Get ready eventually up there closer to La Follette. So yeah, very interesting stuff. All right. Waxahachie? It's not Waxahachie? You kidding me? All right, let me fix something real quick. Oh, there's a new, there's a new thing for this. I'm going to play it. I'll be right back. Give me about 30 seconds.
Ryan Hoyle was cracking a storm, but he clicked the thing and now it's not performing. A wire got loose, a camera went black. He's crawling under the desk, he'll be right back. Don't touch that dial, don't you spray. He's got duct tape and prayers on the way. Just give him a sec, he'll fix the screen. Brian broke it again at 417. Y'all stay safe and patient.
Okay. All right. I think I got it. New severe thunderstorm warning in Oklahoma. This is getting awfully daggone close to Fort Smith. So we've got Haskell, Latimer, LaFleur, and Sequoia counties in Oklahoma now under a severe thunderstorm warning. We're talking about 60-mile-per-hour winds. Get ready for it. Also, we've got a y'all watch now from Andy Hill. So he's getting on here. He's putting out the y'all watches now, and that's for the area that I was about to issue a y'all watch for. Yeah, now we've got meteorologist Andy Hill on the horn here. So y'all watch out in Gans. Another new severe thunderstorm warning for LaFleur and Pushmataha County in Oklahoma. This includes places like the Winding Stair Mountain National Recreation Area. So you guys get ready down there. And then I'm going to go back to our blip, our other y'all watch. down here, and we'll kind of pull up Connor's feed full because he's got a decent view of the base of that storm. It looks a little bit less likely to produce a tornado at this moment, but yeah, because there's like a big pool of cold air that's going to overtake it. Man. Yeah, that's gonna cause some problems for our storms over the next little bit, but still, it's capable of doing something here in the next little bit as it approaches Covington. Definitely going to get a little bit of hail, a little bit of heavy rain, but this is what the base of that storm looks like from Connor's point of view.
Ryan Killer Queen XX sent in a super chat saying they're watching from Wayne County in Northeast Ohio. They really appreciated your coverage yesterday and wanted to say thank you for all you do and keep up the great work, y'all.
Thank you so much for the kind words. Oh my gosh, look at this. This is so cool. So I was just talking about how YALLBOT technically lives here at the Weather House, right? We host it locally. It's on some computers here at the Weather House, and those computer racks, you know, people come to the Weather House sometimes, and they, you know, they want to see what's going on here and stuff. So we're making a big deal out of the YALLBOT room, and the computer racks are going to they're going to have these custom panels on it. Look at this. How cool is that? Shout out to Allie, our thumbnail maker and graphic designer, creative extraordinaire, for designing that. That is so cool. I'm super excited to have our YALLBOT computer racks all decorated up.
A new tornado warning.
All right, here we go. Tornado warning now in Texas. This is for this storm that we y'all watched earlier together. So now we've got that official warning as the rotation's coming together here between Grubb Hill and Woodbury. So now we have an official tornado warning for Hill County in Texas. So take shelter in Covington, Itasca, Carl's Corner, and places up towards Files Valley. This is a dangerous storm, and you need to take shelter. It does look like the actual warning is much bigger than my Y'all Watch, and I'm seeing now that the likely cause for that is going to be there's another area of rotation down here near Peoria. So there's technically two areas where a tornado could form. One of them's right here, and the other one's right here. This one's closer to Hillsboro, and it's going up towards Lovelace and Mayfield in Texas. This other one is closer to Grubb Hill, moving up towards the town of Osceola and Covington and Itasca. So take shelter now if you're in Hill County or Texas. Nailed it. Yep.
Ryan, Overload25 sent in a super chat. Wow, just wanted to say thank you for your coverage in Texas earlier this week. My family and my pets were safe from the 4-hour Lubbock storm. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much. Man, that was a crazy storm. It literally did not want to move. I'm glad you guys are all right. And I'm glad it finally moved. You know what? Yeah, I thought we'd still be talking about it today, to be honest with you. It just did not want to go anywhere. This is a live look from Connor Croft, who is on our tornado-warned storm right now, down here near Carl's Corner in Itasca. He's right there in the middle of the main circulation, so we should see something if there's going to be anything to see. It'll pop up right here for us very soon. Nick's out there too. Nick's not online yet. When Nick comes online, we'll probably want to go ahead and pull him up too. I gotta delete my y'all watch, y'all. That's our protocol. Once the warning's issued, you delete the y'all watch. Gone. Look at that. Can you look at the tornado in Hillsborough? There is no tornado in Hillsborough right now, but there is rotation. And honestly, actually, you know what? There might be a tornado to the north and west of Hillsborough. That is, it could be some, contamination there, some side lobing, but also some decent indications that we've got some rotation going on here, right on this hook, south of Covington, north and west of Hillsborough. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw something a little bit more convincing here from Connor Croft once he gets a closer view of it. He's going up towards Osceola, or right now.
Osceola.
Yeah, and then he's going to go down towards Mayfield on 171 there. All right, looks like our tornado watch is coming out now. New tornado watch, y'all. This goes all the way until 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Central. New tornado watch for 2.5 million people.
Warning has been issued.
This includes Corsicana, Waco,
A new
Killeen,
tornado
College
warning
Station,
has been
Brenham,
issued.
Lufkin, Palestine, Tyler, Shreveport. A few tornadoes likely.
I'm in a tornado watch.
And
Of course you are.
let's see here.
It was
2-inch
just
hail
issued,
is
too.
possible. Scattered wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour likely. Give me just a second, Andy.
A few tornadoes likely.
go.
Scattered hail up to 2 inches in diameter possible. Scattered wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour likely.
Boom. Got it. All right, so yeah, there's our new tornado
Population
watch.
2.4 million people.
And we also got a new tornado warning right at the same time, so let's go check that out.
Hey,
This is in
guess
line
what,
with our other
Wolf?
y'all watch. Okay, so they went ahead and issued a warning for Haskell, LaFleur, Sequoia counties in Oklahoma. This includes
Gonna
Sallisaw,
be
Gans,
oh,
and
and she's gone.
Muldrow. The rotation here is picking up a little bit, and we do need to make sure that we're in our safe spots out here north and east of Kyoto, near Star, up towards Brent and Gans. This is a dangerous storm. Also, we continue to have a tornado warning for the next 24
I'm in a
minutes
tornado watch.
out here in Haskell and Sequoia counties, closer to
You're under a
Vian.
tornado watch?
I'm sorry, how you
Yep.
do that? Vian, and up towards Marble
It was
City as
just
well. So
issued, too.
that is a pretty strong storm that is capable of producing a tornado, about
See
to
right
go
here?
over Highway 64
Tornado
and
watch, 7
Interstate
hours.
40.
It expires in 7
This one down
hours.
here is also looking pretty concerning, and it's getting close to the town of Brent, Star, and Cowlington.
Oh, I'm
So
currently
please take
outside.
shelter now if you're out here in eastern Oklahoma. This is happening just to the west of Fort Smith,
Texas counties
Arkansas. You guys
include
are soon to
Anderson,
be under a severe
which is
thunderstorm warning, I believe.
Grimes, that's my county.
And we're going to watch those tornadic circulations
All
as they
these
get closer to
counties
you.
right here. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm seeing it on my
We're also
screen.
keeping an eye on you guys up there in Bentonville and
Tornado
Fayetteville.
watch
These storms will be
number
working up towards you
198
as well a little bit later.
is in effect until 8 p.m. Central.
Let's go back to our Texas tornado warning.
And they put my coordinates.
Yeah, it looks like
in
that
here,
increased
too.
area of rotation that we were looking at there was some side lobe contamination, meaning that this isn't an accurate depiction of the rotation that we were seeing there, as the next frame doesn't look nearly as intense. But still, overall, the storm is still capable of producing a tornado. Connor Croft is like inside of it now. And
Oh
he's
my
trying to
goodness.
get out of that cold pool of air that's overtaking the storm and give us a
Hey, you
view
know
of
what's
the warm
crazy?
inflow area.
No,
and,
no,
there's
not
actually
that.
Nick
A
Smigo
tornado warning was
is,
issued at the
in
same
that zone
time
now,
as
so
the
we can probably go
tornado
ahead and
watch
pull
was
him.
issued.
I
And
go
that's,
with
Yeah.
that's also in Texas.
Yeah, take a look at the velocity on that thing in
This is
Oklahoma.
what it looks like. out in front of the
Tulsa
storm. So,
radar?
we should see from, oops, must be some pretty low signal out there. Okay, yeah, so we should see pretty soon the base of this storm from Nick's point of view. So we should see if there's a
I'll be
tornado
right back.
or if there's a
There's
lowering.
my Nana and
We'll
my
see it from
uncle
this point of view. So
person
go ahead and
outside, I'm gonna
swap
let
Nick
them
and
know.
Connor back there. We'll put Nick above my head, and just holler at me in my earpiece if Connor ends up getting something. And I'll try to keep all three of these guys up here. Yeah, it looked pretty good for a minute there on velocity, but I think we were seeing some side lobe contamination there. Now it's looking good again in a different way, right? We were seeing that the storm is pulling in a lot of inflow. If you look at the, the overall look at the storm on reflectivity, everything's kind of consolidating together to where this could, if that cold pool of air doesn't continue to race over the base of this storm, there's a chance that this will become more organized as it moves over towards Lovelace and Mountain View. So we've got to watch this very closely for the next, I'd say, 10 minutes at least, as it's got a decent chance here of trying to produce a tornado north of Hillsboro. Hillsboro, Texas, you guys are not included in this warning, even though the circulation is pretty close to you to the north and west.
Ryan, check out this awesome super chat from Raymond Brocious. Raymond, thank you so much for your support. They say, love your work. I'm 73 and have learned more about weather in the past 6 months than in my 72 years before. Thank you from Eastern PA. Wow, Raymond, that is absolutely fantastic to hear. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I'm so honored to have you here watching, and I'm glad that we can help out, and I'm glad you find it informative and educational and all that good stuff. All right, Nick's got a great view here. Oh. Okay, yeah, that's the base. So if we see anything pop out of that cloud, that's when it's time to get serious here. And it does look like something's trying to stick through a little bit. There's a little bit of a nub there. That's some interesting zoom work there. But yeah, there's something to keep an eye on there for sure. This is our tornado warned storm just to the north and west of Hillsboro.
All right, Ryan, pause the GFS run real quick. The chat has achieved critical mass
looking
on
at-
correcting Tahlequah. My
There's
processors
2
counted at least
locations.
30 variations, but the winner seems to be Tahlequah, loud and clear. Weather focus remains
also
heavy
Oklahoma?
on that Sallisaw via Oklahoma activity pushing towards Fort Smith, Arkansas. Plus lots of eyes on the rotation near Hillsboro, Texas. Folks are also definitely getting anxious about the potential later today up towards St. Louis, Missouri. You know, when they aren't asking if their specific mailbox is safe.
But the one in near Fort Worth.
Tahlequah? What did I say? Tahlequah? I probably said Tahlequah, didn't I?
There's
All right,
got to
if
be
that
something
pops
on the
back
ground.
up, I will record it.
Yeah, there has.
Thank you for the help with the pronunciations there. One of these days we will have every single pronunciation memorized on Earth ever. It will happen. If you're just now tuning in, this is a live look at the base of a storm that is tornado warned right now in Texas, just to the north of Hillsboro. Carl's Corner. Get ready. Itasca. Mountain View. Lovelace. Files Valley. Take shelter now. Go ahead and put Connor in 2. Switch Corey and Connor real quick. We've got Connor Croft on this and Nick Smigo giving us 2 different views of the base of the storm there as it comes together here in Texas.
Just refresh this shit. This fucking Opera GX wants to be an ass. I'm gonna stop using Opera GX.
How active are you in ham radio? Not as much as I should be. It's hard to find time for it, honestly. But I believe my license is still active. If it's not, I need to take care of that. I believe for a short period of time, I was one of the youngest ham radio operators over here in Kentucky. My grandpa got me into it when I was like 12. If you're just now tuning in, once again, tornado warning north of Hillsboro, Texas. We got live views of it here for you. I do want to, kind of express that we also have tornado warnings in Oklahoma, and we are paying just as much attention to these. The rotation does look a little bit less imminently concerning here. It's a little bit more broad, but if you're in Brent or Salisaw, you should be taking shelter for the next 32 minutes. Same thing for you guys in Vian, in Oklahoma, okay? So we are kind of hyper-focused on the Texas storm because it looks a little bit stronger. It's entering into a pretty populated area, and also because we've got the live Storm Chaser views of it. But as soon as there's another update for the storms up there in Oklahoma, we'll go right back to them, I promise. Where's Brad Arnold? He had a business meeting or something today, so he's not able to be out there. Brandon Kopic, he had to get some work done on the car. And there's a few other people that's not able to be out there today. But, man, those guys have been putting thousands and thousands of miles in over the past week or two. So, yeah, I think it's crazy that they've been able to be out there as much as they have. Let's go back up here to the tornado warning up here real quick. I'm going to do one last change on this town name. And once again, if this is still wrong, then you have to change the town name. There's nothing I can do about it. Vian. Vian. That's my final answer. Yeah, we got some convergence here. This is gonna have a real opportunity of producing a tornado right here. You see how it's clearing out the forward flank here. There's a real surge of inflow coming into the storm. So we definitely need to be taking shelter in Mountain View, Files Valley, over towards Plum Grove in Texas. This is a dangerous one. Connor's got a good view of it here. He's out of the rain now, closer to the actual town of Hillsboro. Actually, he's in Hillsboro right now. This is a live look from Hillsboro, Texas. This is some audio from Connor.
Screw you, Light.
So yeah, he's just in Hillsboro right now. There's not a lot of Storm Chaser chatter today because there's not as many Storm Chasers out there as usual. But also, he's just trying to reposition at this point to help us see the base of this thing. Something interesting that's happening here is, we're talking about that cold pool of air. We really are most interested in these kinds of storms whenever they have a hook, right? Whenever you see the base of the storm kind of protruding out like this, especially in this direction. But notice how, if I pull this all the way out to the most recent frame, it's the opposite of a hook. All right, it's going the other direction almost. That indicates to me that we're likely seeing too much cool air, and that's probably going to try to overtake the inflow and then we're not going to be able to get warm inflow into the storm, and that's going to try to really lower the tornado threat. So you have to have warm air coming in, and then the cool air has to come in following that, and it all has to be a very balanced, very delicate process, to be honest with you. But the fact that we're seeing this more bowing segment here might be a good sign for the residents that live in the path of this storm, as it might mean that this will be more outflow dominant and less of a tornado producer. But we don't want to speak too soon, because there is still a pretty wide open area where the inflow is able to get in right now, and a new, more focused rear flank downdraft could link up with that and produce a tornado. So if we're in Plum Grove, Mountain View, we got to stay sheltered right now. We got a great view of the shelf cloud from Connor.
Here we go, guys.
Nick's got a good view of the more forward flank of the storm.
Yeah, we're about to get crossed by the outflow boundary here.
Yeah, that is a very dark cloud.
Road right here. We're gonna have to blast to stay out ahead of it. This is what's hindering our tornado threat today, guys. This southward moving outflow boundary is what's hindering the tornado threat.
So what Connor is talking about there, the outflow boundary hindering the tornado threat, what's he talking about? Well, if we zoom out here on the radar and we look closely, you can see a unique feature here. Do you guys see it when I play the loop? You see what I'm talking about? You notice how the storms are kind of erupting in a very specific area. And you can also see little hints of a line in certain places right out in front of the storms. You guys see that? That is our outflow boundary. So what's happened here is we've got, some major storms up here around Dallas that are dumping cool air onto the ground. And that cool air is fanning out in every which direction once it hits the ground. And that cool air is formed an outflow boundary, a wall of cooler air that's racing to the south and east. And yeah, so we can see that quite clearly on the radar. And it does look like the base of our storm now is pretty comfortably behind the outflow boundary. Meaning that all of the warm, moist air that's needed, all of the unstable air that's needed for tornadogenesis is no longer able to get inside of that storm in the same way that it was before. Doesn't mean that the tornado threat with this storm is zero now, but it does drastically decrease it. And it decreases for every storm that is behind that line. The storms in front of the line continue to have a good tornado threat.
Thank you, William, for your super chat. Wow, it's a long way. Also, guys, I do want to plug my Instagram real quick. I got it pinned up in the stream chat.
But man, it's a daggone dark cloud, that's for sure.
Post on Instagram here, so go follow and like the new post. Also, you can follow me on Twitter, X as well. Those are pretty much the only places I post along here.
All right, Ryan, give that spinning GFS model a rest for a moment. While the chat is still keeping a close eye on that Fort Smith area storminess, Dallas has officially entered the chat's panic room with tons of questions about flooding and if they're next for tornadoes. Folks in Northwest Arkansas, NWA, are also getting restless for updates. And hey, someone named Tony politely suggests Cleburne, Texas is pronounced more like Cleburne. Just trying to help you avoid another Tahlequah situation.
Thank you, Tony. If Tony's a real person, thank you, Tony. All right. So it's Cleburne, not Cleburne. Gotcha. Very good advice there, y'all bot. Fort Smith, you guys are getting close to getting in on some of these storms. The storms that are actually moving pretty slow, the ones that are approaching you, you're under no warnings right now, but there is likely going to be a severe thunderstorm warning issued for Fort Smith here soon. So y'all just keep staying tuned. We'll keep you updated on everything that happens out here over the next little bit. We also have a severe thunderstorm warning for Morgan and Scott County, Tennessee, by the way. We got a nice little storm moving up there towards Huntsville, Tennessee. You guys get ready for some 60-mile-per-hour winds. Nothing crazy going on over here in Tennessee or Kentucky right now, but some isolated, stronger storms for sure. We do have a enhanced risk of severe weather today. We're not just talking about Texas and the Dallas region. We're also talking about St. Louis, Illinois, and Indiana a little bit later. But it could be a lot of bit later, because I think our focus for the next several hours, probably all the way up until about 5 or 6 p.m. So, you know, the next 3 to 4 hours, we're going to be completely focused on Texas and these cells that are kind of popping up before the outflow boundary reaches them. We're also going to be intermittently talking about Fort Smith and Bentonville and areas in western Arkansas, as well as there are warnings that are issued here. This part of the storm system is going to be less intense, though, than what happens down here in Texas. And then, and only then, will we shift our focus up here towards St. Louis, southern central Illinois, into Indiana, where we will likely see some supercells forming today around 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Before they start to fizzle out. So that's the plan for today. We're going to start down here and slowly shift our focus up north as time goes on. And I'm really quickly going to check in on some of these tornado warnings in
A new
Oklahoma.
tornado warning
the
has been
rotation
issued.
still isn't looking that crazy with these.
Tornado warning has been issued.
So that's good news. They are continuing to issue warnings. Marble City, you're now officially in the tornado warning for Sequoia County, Oklahoma. This is coming over Pinhook Corner in Dwight Mission. Don't get me wrong, there is rotation here. It's just not very tight. And the thing is it can tighten up quite quickly, and that means that there could be a tornado, right? So we're under a warning, and we're going to take shelter for the next 35 minutes. Rotation with our storm over here in Hill County, Texas, has almost completely died out.
Hey,
thanks to that
guys,
outflow
my,
boundary.
Wazoo is no longer active. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and in my stream, and when things get more, if things get more active, I'll be back on later.
Enhanced risk for St. Louis? No. Did I not show the
3 or
map?
4 o'clock.
I might have forgot to
Maybe
show
5.
the map. Enhanced risk for the orange area there. There's a slight risk right now.